This brilliant, soft-spoken man, Mark Cerny, PS5 lead architect. My dude looks like Dana Carvey, okay? Well, if you don't know him, that's Garth from Wayne's World. And I'm not sure they didn't use AI in some way. Because he like almost never blinks. He's like, his eyes are, I don't know. I'm beginning to think this man isn't real.
After all, since the dawn of video games, one of the primary needs of the average consumer, outside of the far more important question of, is it fun, has been, does it look cool?
Okay, that's not the issue of whether or not it's going to be fun. There's a 9-year-old boy on the screen stabbing some demon dude in the heart and blood's flying everywhere, okay? This is the stuff video games were made for right here.
Of a super powerful console using side-by-side footage presented in a live-streamed YouTube video. Most people
side-by-side footage that no one could tell the difference. What am I looking at?
People watch on their 5-year-old phones. Obviously has its own set of challenges since you can't really tell the difference. But the biggest hurdle to get people to buy a PS5 Pro isn't just convincing them to head down to their local Best Buy so they can see all the glorious new dirt textures being added to The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered, a slightly prettier version of a game most of us played in 2020.
No. Most of you played in 2020. Most of you played way before that too. They just keep rehashing The Last of Us. I played it once. I don't need to play it again. Okay? It was sad. A graphical boost for old games isn't enough for me to buy the entire system, especially at a $200 price tag. Why would I spend that money when they literally had to slow down the footage to show you the difference in the frame rate? I don't know if that's necessary.
No, it's the price. And when it comes to the PS5 Pro, it's a huge one. That's because the PlayStation 5 Pro, the newest and most high-end model in the PlayStation console family, costs $700.
It's $700 in the US. Look at the euro. It's more money. It's more money over there. Like, screw Europe. Forget you. Josh said you've never played Last of Us. You're waiting for parts 1 and 2 on PC. They won't play well on PC. That's the thing. PlayStation could port a lot of their games to PC, and I think that they intend to, port some of them, but they always do a piss poor job because they want you to buy the console. They want you to shell out $700. And by the way, I have always maintained that PlayStation will nickel and dime you all the way to the bank, baby. All the way to the bank. And this proves it. The vertical stand is sold separately. You're not even getting the stand with this $700. You got to pay an extra probably $100 for that.
In the US, which is over $900 in the UK, over $1,000 in Canada. It's also adorably all digital, meaning it doesn't come with a disc drive. If you own or plan on owning and playing your PS5 games off of a disc, you'll have to buy a PS5 disc drive to do it. And that'll be an additional $80.
Vertical stand sold separately.
Come with a vertical stand. I don't need one of those, but that'll run you an extra $30 in case you want your PS5 to not look like it's falling.
$30.
Okay,
$30.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
All in all, it's probably the most sticker shock I felt about a console price reveal since the PS3 was announced in 2006 to be $599 US, a number that people scoffed at so hard Sony was forced to drop the price by $100 months later. The PS3 price reveal's energy is back, baby. They'll remake anything these days. The PS5...
And they sold it at a loss. And the fact that Xbox is kind of going down this digital route and may never make a console again is not good news, because left unchecked, PlayStation will make you shell out $1,000 for the PlayStation 6. This is just a precursor to the $1,000 console, no doubt. There's no way you won't.
PS5 Pro is for the die-hard PlayStation fans out there who want their games to look as good as possible, but also don't want to deal with the flexibility, hassle, or price that comes with building or buying a high-end gaming PC. See, on the PC gaming side of things, gamers are used to a much more do-it-yourself modular approach, swapping out graphics cards, RAM, GPUs, and the endless pursuit of number go up. Game developers and hardware companies like Nvidia and AMD certainly do their part, but it's largely the user mod scene that keeps old games looking new years and years later after.
That's what makes PC gaming amazing. Has nothing to do with modular parts. The best part about PC gaming is the support that games get on PC after launch, because the communities that surround these games are so passionate that they're easily going to add mods and life into the game where the devs just won't. They won't do it. They're moving on to something else by the time that these games release, right? And it's left to the community who's, may or may not be passionate about the game to basically say, yeah, we're going to add some mods. We're going to add some post-game support to this and make it awesome, right?
After the companies that made them have moved on. If you truly care about having access to the largest library of video games ever made and the endlessly scalable experience of playing the best looking version of those games that you ever could, you pretty much need to own a gaming PC. I don't make the rules. Many modern PlayStation 5 games seem to keep making their way to PC these days anyway, like Helldivers 2 the day it launched, or God of War Ragnarok just 2 years after it came to PS5, so it seems PlayStation doesn't mind if you have a gaming PC either. But with all their infinite power, custom-built texture packs, endless emulation, and ray tracing support for an obtuse, canceled Japanese rhythm arcade game from 1987 that no one knows the name of, there's one thing that PC gamers won't have for a long time, or at least won't have for a while after console gamers have it, and that's Grand Theft Auto 6. GTA 6 is going to be a generation-defining game release, the likes of which we've never seen. It will be one of the biggest and most lucrative media events in modern human history, a sequel to one of the most ridiculously best-selling games of all time, the first truly huge system seller of the PS5 and Xbox Series X generation, and the most excited anyone has ever been about Florida. And it isn't...
or a video game in general. GTA 6 will literally break everything. I couldn't agree more.
Launching day one on PC. It's just not. That means if you're excited to play GTA 6 when it drops, and considering the reveal trailer has nearly 210 million views in 9 months, I think a few of you are, you're going to need a current gen Xbox or PlayStation. And that's where things get interesting. See, Rockstar isn't playing around with GTA 6. It's allegedly been in development for over a decade. It's clearly shaping up to be the most impressively detailed and sophisticated open-world crime game ever made. After all, this is from the same studio that designed the horse testicles to shrink when it gets cold outside in their last huge open-world game, Red Dead Redemption 2.
We didn't need to see that.
Spared no expense.
We didn't need that. We didn't need that. Brian, why? Why, Brian? Ew. It's going to be one of those games where everybody is going to be playing it. Nothing will be able to compete with it. Nothing.
Now, back to that price though, since again, it's a big one. $700 plus taxes, disc drive, a stand, $70 games, controller, and TV good enough to take advantage of it all is absolutely nothing to scoff at. Although it does come with a controller, maybe you want to have a friend over. Although again, building a comparable gaming PC will run you significantly more than $700.
You're never going to be able to get a gaming PC for under $1,000. It's going to cost you at least $1,000 for a decent gaming PC, okay? And then you have to still buy a mouse. You have to buy a keyboard. You have to buy a monitor. If you're just starting out with like PC gaming, you're probably going to spend twice as much. You're looking at like $1,500 easy. Lucina is right. $1,000 at least, and that's not even on sale.
But my gut says the high price will turn people off for a while.
100%.
On IGN, we're currently running a poll about interest in the PS5 Pro that over 29...
Oh, there it is. Too expensive. 69%.
High prices seem to be the norm with Sony these days. This is the same company that's done price increases on the PS5 since launch in most regions around the world. And recently...
Here's the thing, too. The most played games out right now don't require something like a PS5 Pro. You can play Fortnite on a potato.
Weirdly, 4 years into this generation, PS4 is still a console where half of the players are still playing their games. Now, none of this truly matters considering the best-selling and most played games on both the current gen and last-gen consoles are either multi-platform games like Madden and Call of Duty, and of course GTA, or endless games as a service like Fortnite and Apex Legends, and of course GTA Online. That means truly exclusive games might not matter as much as they used to, but if roughly half of all PlayStation users are still playing on PS4, then that begs the bigger question, why haven't they come to PS5 yet? And will a $700 PS5 Pro finally be the thing that gets them to do it?
No way. There's no way a PS4 owner is looking at the PS5 Pro and being like, yep, that's what I've been waiting for. $700 and no disc drive and no new games on it. Sign me up, baby.
Because right now,
Hard pass.
It doesn't really seem like it.
Hard
Gaming
pass.
is more popular than ever before, but that's not necessarily because of high-end consoles. Through mobile, laptops, and tablets that people already use for work or school, or a Nintendo Switch console, which are regularly bundled with a game or two for half the price of a PS5 Pro, or last-gen consoles that many just don't see the need to move on from, people are playing video games however they can access them.
You could spend $700 on a Steam Deck, or you could spend $700 on a PS5. The Steam Deck is portable. You can technically get a dock for it and hook it up to your TV just like a Nintendo Switch and play PC games right on your TV. Right now, there's no reason to get the PlayStation 5 Pro. Unless, of course, you have an extra $700 lying around that you don't know what to do with. And even then, if you had that, the conservative purchaser might say, you know what, I'd rather spend $200 on, 3 or 4 games for PlayStation 5, right? Still not going to get one, though. I'm probably just going to get the regular PlayStation 5. So, I don't know. What does that tell you?